guys, well, what are we getting into today? We are doing my toolbox tour. We're kind of getting everybody back into the swing of things here with my new kind of uploading ways and everything, but this is still a little new to me, so I'm still finicky with the cameras and stuff, but we're going to get into it. We're going to do my toolbox tour. Let me know how you guys think about my new video quality and everything. I'm going to try to make it the best I can, so get right into this. Alright, so these are my toolboxes here. I kind of got a whole wall of stuff, but we're just going to focus on these and I'll kind of explain everything. Everything up here, pretty much the only two doors that I'm going to show you, because everything else is just empty anyways, is this one. It's got a pair of parts from my new toolbox, some bags for me to label things that, like, I make studs, and I got extra bags in here from Cummins and things like that. So, give you a little background. I am a diesel technician. Been a diesel technician since I've graduated high school. I was here when I was probably 16 years old, washing trucks, getting familiar with them, watching, doing things like that. And now I am a diesel technician doing my own thing, right? So, we're going to get into my toolboxes. Now, mind you, this is a starter deal. Like, this is me probably a total of maybe a year and a half, 2 years of full time doing my own thing. So I kind of carry, this is what I carry on a daily basis in my own shirt and pocket. It is a mini pry bar, pocket knife, a pen, my Streamlight flashlight, which is just a battery powered one, and then a pocket screwdriver. So I guess we'll dive right into my cart, because this is what I work in every day. Now if we walk ourselves over here, I have two creepers. One's kind of a cheap junky one, and the other is my main creeper. I have a step stool that I use all the time, either to hold parts for a little bit, for me to stand on it, because some of these trucks are tall. My stool for when I'm making and typing my ROs up. This is for me to lay on outside, and the other one's for me to mount tires and stuff. I got some buckets and a vacuum and stuff over here, and my glorious refrigerator right here. This refrigerator here is very stickered. So we'll get into this. As you can see, tons of stickers. I like stickering things. I've got a 10-foot retractable test lead set. I really don't use that a whole lot, but it's here. I know it's a little messy, but this is what I work with every day. I got scraper, my Snap-on screwdrivers, one of these little bit drivers, and a stubby. One single stubby screwdriver. I really don't use either of these anymore, but it's here. Metric, shallow and deep, impact and regular, chrome sockets, 3/8 drive. I've got like a little Blue Point quarter-inch drive and bit driver set. Really comes in handy. Wobble hex sockets from Snap-on. Cornwell 1/4 inch. Some Allens. Really only have these in here for like when you do hubs and stuff on some trailers. You have them little locks you have to take off. I have two 1/2-inch ratchets in here. The big one way back in there that stretches the whole way across is Cornwell. If there's a little screw head at the back here, if you take it off, you can actually put a extendable piece in, which I'll show you on the other side. Definitely my favorite ratchet. I use this more than any of them. And there's the part number. Definitely a great ratchet, so it is. I have a breaker bar, long 3/8, just a whole bunch of ratchets. 100th anniversary quarter, and then my regular flex quarter. I have random sockets over here. Use this for square drive on rear ends to check the fluids. 1/2 to 3/4 adapter, little wobble extension or wobble socket. This is for the Huey pucks and a Huey rail. I have all my wobbles here wobble sockets, or universals, I guess you want to call them. Metric from Snap-on, all my extensions and adapters, and these are the wrenches for my die grinders. This here is to make my burger bar ratchet. Standard and metric 12 points, standard 3/8 impact. These are all 3/8. This is my shallots. That's kind of a mix. I don't really use them that much, so I just kind of fill in the blanks when I can. This socket here is a special socket for disc brakes, just air disc brakes, in case the adjuster falls off. Tap sockets, Allen sockets, quarter and strap sockets. Over here I've got my thermometer. Don't really use this one a whole lot anymore, but it's there. As you can tell, it's 60 degrees in here right now. Extra knife, small pry bar. I use this for doing brakes. Another scraper, another knife. Just extra pieces, extra flashlights, tire gut tool, tread depth gauge, 2 mirrors, 2 inspection mirrors, my pry bars, my really long pry bar, just long cabinet screwdrivers, and my little screwdriver there to go on my 1/4 inch sockets and stuff, and it makes it nice when you're doing injectors and all that. Alright, got a flashlight in there as well. So this is my kind of day-to-day use of wrenches. As you can tell, it slides a little bit. Try to keep it organized, but it's not perfect. Ratchet wrenches kind of floating around everywhere. My regular standard wrenches, threw in some ratchet wrenches. Metric wrenches. On this side I have extra long, certain extra longs, 15s, 12s, 10 in there that are extra long. The 15 is for turbo. That comes in handy. A lot of my stubbies are kind of mixed together, but they're back there. Again, not completely organized, but I try, you know. All my pliers that I use on a daily basis. I mean, there's just a ton of things in here, you know. It varies everywhere. Like I have, this is Cornwell, Snap-on, this is Knipex. I mean, just about everything. You know, when you start out, you don't need to go with everything Snap-on and everything name brand. Like these are Pittsburgh and they work. You know, they're solid, but you know, I get what I can with the deals and everything when you start out. This is a special plier here that's used for def lines and fuel lines to help you pinch it. You can get in kind of some tight spots if you can't get your fingers in there. You know, so flush cut pliers. Flush cut side cutters. Everyone needs a pair of these. You never want to get cut on zip ties. When you do it every day, it sucks. Everyone needs a pair of these. It's the most annoying thing. But, you know, you got trim tools to get them little plastic clips out. You know, you got your hooks and all kinds of stuff in here. All my hammers and service tools, my strap wrench, my regular filter wrenches. I have filter sockets. This is for the Alcoa wheels and other wheel like the covers. All my hammers in here, some brake tools. All my this is another style filter wrench. I got my headlamps, all my safety glasses, my torch glasses, battery tool. This is to keep the hood shocks up if you're working on a smaller vehicle. You know, my air pressure stuff. There's my bar there that I hit with this hammer. Puts a hole in the filter, drains the filter so you don't make such a mess everywhere. I got my magnets tucked up under there. In here, well, this is supposed to be like this, but there's all my punches, extra load test lights. This is my amp clamp. This is a digital 3/8 drive flex head torque wrench, standard regular 3/8 torque wrench. Earplugs, because you need them when you're working here with 3/4 impacts and stuff, you kind of want to keep your hearing there. And you know, Scotch-Brite pads, my soldering gun, my Wi-Fi borescope. Under there, I have a digital caliper, extra test leads. I have a cordless test light and a corded test light, the halogen one, because you can actually load test with a halogen. You cannot load test a circuit with an LED one. Different terminals, different ends for my multimeter and checking for power and ground, and different connectors. I have a thermometer, digital thermometer, works slick when you're doing AC machine or AC jobs. This is all my power and air tools that I use on a daily basis. That is all 3/8 drive and under. So I got a 1/4-inch air ratchet, drill, nut driver, interior nut driver, my blow gun, my 2 die grinders from Mac that are for using wire wheels. I've got my Harbor Freight deal here with, for the cookies I call them, but they're little Scotch pads. My cutoff wheel. I have an air 3/8 and a cordless 3/8. This thing works crazy. Love it. Super fast. It's the fast one. Stubby 3/8 Milwaukee, mid torque 3/8 Milwaukee. Down here's a lot of cluster, but all my chemicals and gloves and everything are over here. I have a thing for grease. When you got to do O-rings, you want to put grease on it so it slides in. My blocks, and I have 2 uses for them blocks. One for when you have to block the suspension so you can do airbags and things like that, and 2, the block back in here I use for coolant containers. This is a ratchet kit from Mac, a little ratchet screwdriver and bit set. This is the RBRT 3/8 hex piece set, hex drive, hex sockets. This is an oxygen sensor kit. You can use these for knock sensors and things like that. This is all my Torx, E-Torx, and everything in there. And then under both of those is my Lyle air hammer fan hub tool. As you can see here, I got another. This is a stubby ratchet wrench set. Goes very well with that. Down in there, I have some straps for when you do transmissions. You want to strap the transmission. I have my air coolant vac. I have both drum brake tools. I have a disc brake, air brake tool in there. This is the hose for the coolant fill. This is a coolant drain for the quick connects. I have my own little handle for ratcheting or clutch jacks and stuff. C-clamp. It's pretty much the cart. I mean, the cart is used every day. I love this thing. It's a US General. It's done me very well. So here's for the big toolbox. The big toolbox here, inside of it, is all my 1/2-inch drive and a spare 3/8 drive stuff. Alright, we're back. Don't mind the air compressor running, but this is all my 3/8, yeah, extra spare 3/8 and all my 1/2-inch drive and 3/4 drive sockets and everything. I have extra spare bars in here. This is for lifting cabs. This is kind of pry things that you can't normally get into. It's got little angles and everything on it. It's been used. All that's my 3/4 stuff back along in here. That's half, 12 points. This is my 1/2-inch drive tech angle torque wrench. This is the regular 1/2-inch drive. This is my 3/4 ratchet. It extends out. It's pretty nifty. Super long extensions for really nice doing clutch jobs. I do have some spark plug sockets riddled out through here. The company I work for, we do have company vehicles, and also we have some buses and things that have gasoline engines in it. I do not work at a fleet shop. I work at a dealership. All of these are my standard wrenches littered through here. Some crow's foot and everything. I specifically got a snap on one of these because Cummins fuel lines, I want to have one that it does not break, and if it does, I can get it replaced. All the other ones are off-brand. Just some ratchet wrenches in the corner over there, stubby ratchet wrenches, brake line wrenches, mostly used on school buses and smaller trucks. Well, this is all my standard wrenches. S wrench is super nice for the new style clutch slave cylinders and the forks and everything. The clutch fork, you have to take the 2 bolts out to get the transmission out. This right here is the perfect wrench for the job. Then I do have some standard bigger wrenches riddled through here, a drum brake, automotive drum brake tool set, and some fuel line disconnects for automotive reasons as well. In here I have all my extensions and some measuring equipment. I'll be right back as soon as this compressor shuts off. Alright, we're back. Measuring equipment, extra ratchets, extensions, 1/2 inch extensions, extra 3/8 extensions, my 100-foot tape measure, my micrometer, you know, my square, all my, and here kind of just spare stuff, extra spare screwdrivers, ones that I can beat up and not worry about, extra hammers, extra set of test leads for my meter, extra screwdrivers, and then this is my valve to get parked trucks inside if they, because we don't have a wrecker, so we grab our forklift or crane truck and drag them inside. Air pressure or air powered brakes, you have to put shop air to them, so that's what this little valve's for. And here I got my welding helmet, all my gloves, welding gloves, regular mechanics gloves, impact gloves, electric, like when you're working on sharp objects. That's a class 4, a class whatever rated for glass. I have this is my gauge kit I got from Harbor Freight for fuel pressure, oil pressure, and transmission oil pressure. That is an adapter set from my coolant pressure tester kit. And here is all of my bolts, lifting stuff, my studs. I have some studs in here. These are cage bolts for transmission clutches. I also have studs in here for, here it is, for the shifters that go on top of transmissions, so you don't mess the gasket up. I've got some books for engines and things like that. This book's not mine, that's a co-op student's. But yeah, these are plugs for max force and DT injector holes. Just some extra plug offs and shut offs and extra wiring and lights and things like that. And back here I have some drill bits and some burr bits and stuff in here as well. In here are all my spare pliers, scrapers, the piston ring tool for DT466, and this is what I use to get the main bearings out. These are all of my Allens, some T-Hano Allens, some nut drivers, extra files that aren't in my cart. In here I have, there's bits, drill bits. This is an antique brake line set for cutting and flaring. Really not that great. I need to get a good one because it's old school set. It doesn't have certain types of flares. And those are not actually taps. Those are hold on, let me open this up. These are extractors to get out broken bolts inside. Extra punch set from Matco, but we don't have a Matco dealer, so this is just kind of sitting in here. This is a special ratchet set that has a hole through it so you can get extra long bolts and stuff. Some more drill bits and stuff. Large pipe wrench, large regular pair of pliers, adjustable pair of pliers, adjustable wrench, come along, and my drill bits that I use more than ever because these are more industrialized. In here, I got my fender cover, which I used to actually not use for fenders. I use this for laying inside dirty interiors. Comes very handy. My grip mats. I have a disc brake caliper service toolkit, the ones where you have to twist. This is an extra tap and die set. I'll show you my main one. I have the old school torque wrench. I have a pair of bolt cutters. I have some thread and bolt nut gauges. My large wrenches. This is a Master Terminal Service Toolkit from Cornwell. This is my tap and die set from Mac. I have a little propane torch and all my wrenches that goes from 1 3/8 to 2.5 inch. This drawer's empty, but the plan is to put 1-inch drive everything in here. In here are all my, all my special test tools, and this is to test all kinds of stuff. And also these are the spacers for rear main seals. These are, see, I have everything labeled. This is for fog lights, testing power, fog lights. This is for stop arm plug for a Freightliner. This goes with that. That's the other end of it. This is for a crank seal. These are for VGTs, different kind of VGTs. This is for also another part of a stop arm for the Freightliner bus. And this is an electric fan hub for a Cummins B to test for power and ground. It's just a quicker way of doing it. Just plug it in instead of having to get that terminal toolkit I have that goes into the terminals. This is a sensor pack for DPF and DOCs, and DPF, DOC, and SCR temps on an International LT. This is an IPR for Max Force DT, a test one. I have a test ICP sensor, injection control pressure sensor, for a Max Force. This is a windshield washer fluid level sensor. This is to test injectors, test their circuits to make sure they're not shorted or going bad. And this is a window switch for a international door switch. LTs, MVs, HXs kind of all use, well, kind of, some of them are different, but almost all of them are all the same. This is my power drawer, obviously, for all my spare batteries and all my chargers and everything, and phone chargers and stuff for my lights. In here is where I store all my impacts. 3/4 CP impact. This is a 1/2 inch CP impact, my spare air impact. This is my IR impact, 1/2 inch drive. This is the main workhorse. When I don't have this, I just bought this. Been using it for the first time yesterday, or yeah, yesterday was Friday, so yesterday. This thing is very powerful. My spare drill, down there is my extra ends for my blowgun. I have a DeWalt grinder down there. So that is everything. That is my toolbox. Everything up there, those are plugs for when you plug like important parts of the engine. If you have it apart, like fuel lines, oil ports and coolant ports and everything, you don't want to get dirt and everything in the engine. And the other one here is all my spare parts. I have all kinds of spare parts you get special O-rings and stuff. You get extra in overhaul kits and things like that when you rebuild engines, and then extra cases and everything for all my and everything. So this is my toolboxes. This is a 2-year full-time technician spot at a dealership. This is what I've collected over the years. I mean, I started, like I said, 4 years ago, but it was never like this. I always had a little carry-on case, and then I actually had a top and bottom to this, and I sold it and bought this. I traded it in for this. You know, obviously you only gave me like $500 or whatever for it, but it helped. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.